There we go. So we're back again for another preview, and today we're previewing. Well, not today. You can tell we're still wearing the same clothing, but yeah, we're previewing the Borussia Dortmund versus Manchester City game, and I believe Manchester City are playing home, and Erling Haaland is going to be facing against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City side. So, Maher, let's hear your thoughts on the game so far. So, do you reckon Haaland will actually get his team past this Manchester City side, or do you reckon Manchester City are literally too strong for this Borussia Dortmund side?
I think when the draw came out, I think Man City licked their lips, rubbed their hands, because I think there's not easy teams in this stage of the competition because everyone's good, but I just feel like Dortmund's defense is just not compatible. I feel like the fact that they're playing Emre Can at centre back just goes to show how desperate they are at the moment. They're playing Hummels at the back. I mean, almost 10 years ago, yeah. I mean, we're in 2021 and he's still playing at centre back. They've got a good attack, but if you look at their record in the Bundesliga this season, their defense has let them down massively. And on the weekend, it showed. They're struggling for top four, which is absolutely mad considering the talent that they have. They've got a lot of young players such as Bellingham, Sancho, Hazard, But I just feel like Man City are heavy favourites. I think Man City will comfortably win this game, actually.
Yeah, with me personally, I've watched a lot of Borussia Dortmund more this season than I have in any other season personally. I think it's just due to lockdown and being on furlough and all of that nonsense. But it's just the fact that watching Borussia Dortmund, who are heavily reliant on their front three of Sancho, Royce and Haaland. Sancho, Royce. Sancho's injured at the moment. It's going to be something that you're going to have to rely heavily on Haaland and Royce, who did really well in the last game against Sevilla in both the ties, in home and away. But like you said, they have been struggling recently in terms of in the Bundesliga. They're in 5th position, struggling to get to that top four. If they don't make that top four in the Bundesliga, that could spell not just the end of Haaland at Dortmund, but the end of Sancho, maybe the end of Dahoud, maybe Thorgan Hazard, maybe. And it's just, for me, I really don't see how Haaland is going to get through this part of the competition. I know I'm saying more about Haaland than Dortmund, but the fact that Haaland has been carrying this Borussia Dortmund attack really into this next round, again without Jadon Sancho, again relying on Bellingham and Dahoud. And for me personally, we're going to see if Bellingham is actually up to the task against a big team, because everyone's touting him to be in this England squad and the next big England player for the next 10, 15 years. Let's see if he can do it against this amazing midfield for Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. And there's rumours that they could play a false nine today. Again, Pep Guardiola likes to experiment like he did last season against Lyon, where they eventually lost in the Champions League. For me, I don't see why you would need to change random formations all the time, like playing Sterling as a false nine, De Bruyne as a false nine, maybe. Just play your normal game, even if Aguero doesn't play. I think Man City will breeze this, like you said. It's going to be an easy game for Manchester City unless Dortmund pull up something special. And it's not just reliant on Haaland, it's reliant on the rest of the team. Because Haaland has literally carried to 5th position, have carried him to this part of the competition. And personally, for me, I think it's going to be a cracking game. We're going to see two attacking teams who do really well, scoring goals, having fun. That's the game I'll be watching that Tuesday evening. But yeah.
Do you reckon Guardiola will play a false nine, or do you think he'll play like a Gabriel Jesus? What do you think he will do? Because he sometimes in the Premier League he switches sometimes, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's like he said, and we had one of our friends on previously on the podcast who says when it comes to the Champions League, it does happen where he plays mad formations, and he does. Because you don't want to see Mahrez in the middle of the role. You want to see him on the right, Sterling on the left. If you do see Aguero and Jesus, I really think Aguero is good enough to start this game, but Guardiola's got his own plans of having how he does. And obviously, Borussia Dortmund's old boy, Ilkay Gundogan, is on the form of his life, scoring goals and having a great season, injury-free, which is brilliant. But for me, I would start with a normal striker, but it's Pep Guardiola, so he may go with that false nine. But I'm like, you know what? You don't need it against this Dortmund team. Get the game out early, finish it in the first leg, and you're done. Keep a clean sheet. That's how I would do it personally.
I have a funny feeling he might play someone like a Bernardo Silva instead of Mahrez. I feel like in the Premier League, it's a totally different type of football. It's like with a Mahrez, the Premier League is a bit more open, like end to end. He's got a good. He can transition the ball, good at dribbling. I feel like in the Champions League, I don't know what it is. I feel like he might play a Bernardo Silva who, he's good at keeping the ball. Comes into tight little spaces. I also feel this is, I think, do you know, I feel this is a massive game for Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
Because of obviously what happened last year against Liverpool, that miss. A lot of City fans still talk about that miss actually. And Sterling, he hasn't been as great as he was last year, the season before. We talked to Man City fans. He's been okayish by his standards. He hasn't really been outstanding, and so I feel like this is a massive game for Sterling as well.
It's a massive game for Sterling. It's a massive game for Phil Foden personally, because like
Phil Foden,
before, they're both going to be in the England squad, bar an injury. Yeah. They're both going to make it into the group stages games in the qualifications and in the England games and whatnot. But it's just one of those things when they're up against a really good opposition, attacking wise, how do they deal with being on the ball? What can they learn? What can they bring to the England side when they come into that side as well? And for me, Dortmund really should do like a 3-4-2-1. Keep Haaland up top as well. Keep Royce up top. Probably Hazard next to him as well. Probably not there, but Royce, Hazard, Haaland, just in a way park the bus against Man City, because you're going to have people in that positions like Mahrez does, Sterling, Foden, Bernardo. But yeah, that's how I would do it if I was Dortmund. Just keep it tight back. Like you said, Hummels isn't that great. Emre Can ain't that great. There's no Witsel. There's no Sancho.
Exactly.
Just literally keep it. Probably try and snatch the away goal and bring it back next week against Man City in the away leg. But
they have to play like that. They have to. One matchup which is interesting, I would be interested to see, is Ruben Diaz against Haaland. That will be a really good matchup actually, because obviously Diaz, I think Diaz has been player of the season for City. But that's one matchup I'm really excited to see actually.
My personal battle for this one would be Cancelo against probably the likes of Royce, or against whoever they're going to play on the right. Probably Royce, probably Hazard, maybe even someone like Pijek or Meunier if he plays as a right wing back, because they didn't play on the weekend. But that's kind of how I see it, because Cancelo for me has probably been one of the better players.
He's been excellent.
But you can look at any Man City player, because they've been excellent all year round with all of their players. That's kind of the key battle for me. What's going to be your score prediction for the Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund home leg?
I think City will win 2-0. 2-0.
Yeah, I'm happy with 2-1. I reckon Haaland will get his goal as he normally does, but I reckon Man City will probably just have to not keep it reserved. But they're up against a big test. But the fact that they demolished Leicester on the weekend.
One thing is Haaland, obviously his dad played. I think Haaland played for Man City, so you know he's gonna be up for it because of his dad playing for Man City, and obviously he might, it's a potential, Man City could buy him in the future, so he might be up for it. But I just feel like, I feel Dortmund's injuries, the fact that they've got hardly any pace at the back, their defensive record, Man City are so strong this year. There's only one winner for me, man. I'm thinking it's Man City.
Final question before we leave this preview. Do you think Manchester City can actually win the Champions League this year?
Yeah, I honestly do. I feel like they've got everything. I feel like, especially with no crowds, I think that's a massive factor. I feel like it's a bit more level playing field. I feel like if I compare them to other teams, I just feel like they've got it all. I think they're excellent. It's just all they have to do is what Man City are really good at is keeping the ball really well, and they move the ball really fast. If you compare them to other teams, the way they move the ball left to right, I just feel other teams won't cope with that. And I feel like Man City, I think they'll win it actually. I think they'll win the Champions League.
I definitely don't think they'll win it this year. I think it will be someone along the lines of Bayern Munich, PSG, probably.
Biased,
yeah, bit biased being a Man United fan, but they will get closer. They will get to the semi-final.
They have to win it at some stage. Come on, they're gonna win it. With Chelsea. Remember when Chelsea, they kept on going years and years, and they were in semi-finals, final, and eventually they won it. That's gonna happen to Man City sooner rather than later. They are gonna win it. So
it's got to be this season or next season for me if Man City are going to win it, because other teams are coming back slowly and surely better equipped. But, no Barcelona, no Juventus at the moment. There are bigger teams out, obviously.
PSG are struggling, so I feel like I think the favourites are Man City and Bayern Munich,
as well, which is crazy. So it's all to play for, really. But it's just if Pep Guardiola sticks to his tactics and doesn't try anything stupid. But that was our little preview of the Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund game this week, Tuesday.